Are you a book lover, a theater fan, a movie fan, a student, a teacher, or someone who just loves hitting the books? Then this lesson is for you. Hi there! Welcome back to the English Wiki Studio. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe for updates. As a book lover, movie lover, or theater lover, it is important for us to know which category or which genre of literary work we are viewing. We only view what interests us. So, let's go and get to know the genres of literary works. There are three major genres of literature: prose, poetry, and drama. Prose is a written or spoken literary genre possessing no poetic metrical structures, meaning to say, prose is not governed by meter or rhythm. What do I mean by that? It means that in prose, there is no need for a pattern of the same ending sounds. There is no need for the same number of syllables per sentence. Prose also uses straightforward language. It uses the normal, conventional grammatical structure of the English language. Following is a sample of a prose. Let's take a look at it. This is a short story by O. Henry, The Gift of the MAGI. At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made and the frying pan was on the back of the hot stove and was ready to cook the chops. Jim was never late. Della doubled the fob chain in her hand and sat in the corner of the table near the door that he always entered. Then she heard his step on the stairway down on the first flight, and she turned white for just a moment. She had a habit for saying little silent prayer about the simplest everyday things, and now she whispered, "Please God, make him think I am still pretty." The door opened and Jim stepped in and closed it. He looked thin and very serious. Poor fellow, he was only 22 and to be burdened with a family. He needed a new overcoat and he was without gloves. Jim stopped inside the door, as immovable as a setter at the scent of quail. His eyes were fixed upon Della, and there was an expression in them that she could not read, and it terrified her. It was not anger, nor surprise, nor disapproval, nor horror, nor any of the sentiments that she had been prepared for. He simply stared at her fixedly with that peculiar expression on his face. Della wriggled off the table and went for it. As you can see, this composition is expressed in paragraphs and not in verses. Each paragraph contains complete sentences. Each sentence follows strict rules on capitalization, subject-verb agreement, and punctuations. Let's go now to the next genre of literature. Poetry. Poetry is a genre of literature that uses aesthetic language and rhythmic qualities. Unlike prose, poetry does not use straightforward language. This is more creative, more imaginative, more symbolic, and more flowery. Poetry uses poetic devices such as rhyme and rhythm, meaning to say, at the end of each line, some patterns of sounds are created. Poetry is usually written in lines, stanzas, or verses. They are not usually written in sentences or in paragraph form. The following is an example of a poem. This is written by Robert Frost. An excerpt from the poem Stopping by the Woods. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. One observable, very observable feature of a poem is displayed in this example. Notice that the words deep, keep, sleep, and sleep rhyme with each other. Rhyme refers to the similarity of ending sounds. Not all poems have rhyme, but most do have rhyme. The pattern of rhymes created in each verse or stanza is called. Another very important element of a poem is meter. Meter is fixed in this example. This is a poem with an iambic tetrameter. Meter refers to the combination of stressed and unstressed syllables. In this example, we have a fixed meter. There are 8 syllables per line with 4 stressed and 4 unstressed syllables, meaning to say we have 4 meters in each line. The beats created by these stressed and unstressed syllables is called rhythm. Let's compare prose and poetry in one slide. Let's take this example. This is an excerpt from the poem Annabelle by Edgar Allan Poe. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabelle. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. One observable feature mentioned earlier is rhyme. Rhyme is an important element in a poem. A go rhymes with no. See rhymes with li and me. Another very observable feature of this composition is that It's not written in sentences but lines. It's written in verses rather than paragraphs. Let's turn this composition into a prose. Many years ago, there lived a maiden in a kingdom by the sea. Her name was Annabelle. She lived with only the thought to love and be loved. That's your introduction. That's your exposition. Okay, now observe that in prose, we don't write them in lines. We write complete sentences and paragraphs to form the stories. We also don't really use rhymes in prose. However, in this example, Lee and C happen to rhyme with each other because we don't change the original composition. Edgar Allan Poe uses Annabelle as his character, and we respect that. We include that in our prose composition. Okay? I hope it's clear. Let's go now to the third major genre of literature, drama. Now, drama may be poetic, maybe in a form of a poem or in a form of prose. That is why it is separated from poetry or prose. Drama refers to the genre of literature with dialogues and stage directions. It is intended to be read, and later on it is played on theater or in movies. Drama may be written in paragraphs or verses. Paragraphs or verses, as mentioned earlier. It only means that drama may be narrative or descriptive, or it may be musical or lyrical. The most common types of drama are comedy and tragedy. Comedy has the happy ending. Tragedy has the sad or unexpected ending. Okay, now are you ready for an exercise? Let's see if you have learned from the discussion. Let's do the following. Categorize the following genres of literature. Tell whether its genre is under prose, poetry, or drama. Choose an appropriate graphic organizer to present. Categorize the following genres of literature: fiction, non-fiction, song, mythology, biography, farce, ballad, comedy, textbook, folk song, tragedy, autobiography, melodrama, song, speech, sonnet, advertisement, descriptive poetry, epic, almanac, haiku, editorial, satire, travelogue, encyclopedia, legend, ode, elegy, free verse, atlas, mystery, research report, news, fantasy, diary, monologue, fable, brochure, novel, and novelette. These are just examples. This is not a complete list of all the genres of literature. So if you know more, then just add to your work. Best of luck! Thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you learned something. If you are new to this channel,